Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive with us.
Yeah.
Today we're going to be looking at 5 low capital business ideas that you can get going with as we head into 2025.
I like it.
Yeah, so we're pulling these from an article called 5 Small Business Ideas for 2025. You can start with low capital.
Okay.
So this one's for you if you're feeling that entrepreneurial itch and thinking about maybe breaking free from that 9 to 5.
Yeah. You know what I think is really interesting about all of this is that it really feels like it's becoming more accessible these days
Right.
to start a business.
Yeah.
You know, it's not all about having a ton of money up front
Yeah.
to get going.
Yeah.
You can really kind of use your existing skills in the internet
So,
to
yeah.
make something happen.
Absolutely. So let's jump right in. The first idea that I thought was really interesting is online course creation and e-learning.
Yeah.
Did you know that the online education industry is expected to be worth over $300 billion by 2025?
Wow. That's a big number.
Yeah, it's a huge market.
Yeah.
And what's interesting about online courses is that you have the potential for recurring revenue.
Yes.
So you can create the course once and sell it over and over again.
Absolutely. I think that's a really appealing aspect of this.
Right.
You put in a lot of work up front, but then you can really reap the benefits.
It's kind of like writing a book or composing a song.
Yeah.
You know, you're putting in that upfront work, but then you can sell it.
Totally.
Yeah.
And there's so many different platforms now
Yeah.
to help you with this.
Yeah.
You've got Udemy, Skillshare, Teachable.
Totally.
They make it really easy to host and sell your courses.
Yeah. And they take care of all that back end stuff too,
Exactly.
like the payment processing and things like that.
That's right. All the technical stuff's taken care of, so you can really focus on that content.
Yeah.
But, you know, you bring up a really good point. We have to think strategically here.
Okay.
You know, with Udemy, you've got a massive audience, but you're going to be competing potentially on price.
Oh, Skillshare uses a subscription model, which can be really good for that stable income.
Okay.
But then Teachable gives you a lot of control over your branding and your pricing, but then you have to drive the traffic yourself.
Oh, that's a good point.
So which platform really suits your ideal student and your business?
I hadn't thought about it like that.
Yeah. And I think another thing that's really important to keep in mind
Okay.
is that starting small is key.
Okay.
You know, you wouldn't write an entire book before getting feedback on that first chapter.
Right.
Same thing applies here.
Okay.
Get that first module out there, get some feedback, refine it, and then build from there.
So I don't need to launch this massive
Bro.
online empire right out of the gate.
Exactly.
Just start small and kind of...
Start small, get that foundation, and then scale it.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to the second idea from the article.
Okay.
This is drop servicing, and I think this is a really interesting one.
Yeah, drop servicing. What is that? So this is basically selling a service, but then outsourcing the work to freelancers.
Interesting.
So you're kind of like the middleman.
Okay, so give me an example.
Sure. So think about website design, graphic design, copywriting, SEO.
Okay.
These are all things that businesses need, but they might not have the expertise in-house.
Right.
That's where you come in.
Okay, so I could offer like a web design package to a client,
Yeah,
but then hire someone on Fiverr or Upwork to
exactly.
actually build the website.
Yes.
So I'm managing the client and making sure it's all high quality,
Yeah,
but I'm not actually doing the work myself.
exactly. You're finding the right talent. You're managing the project,
Okay.
making sure that it all runs smoothly, and then you're delivering that top-notch product to the client.
So it's more than just finding someone to do the work though, right?
Yeah, you bring up a really good point.
Yeah.
It's not just about finding someone. You have to be organized
Right.
to handle those projects.
So-
You got to meet those deadlines. You got to communicate with the client. Make sure they're on the same page as the freelancer. And here's the kicker. You need to understand the service that you're offering.
Oh, okay. So I can't just be completely clueless.
You don't want to be totally clueless.
Okay.
So let's say you're selling web design, but you don't know anything about coding. You still need to know enough
Right.
to assess the quality of that freelancer's work
Got it.
and make sure it aligns with what the client needs.
So you're like a knowledgeable intermediary.
Exactly. You're not just connecting people.
Right.
You are involved.
Okay.
You're knowledgeable.
Gotcha.
Now think about the different platforms. Fiverr's great if you need something quick on a budget.
Yeah.
But for those more complex projects, you might need someone with a bit more experience.
Right.
That's where Upwork comes in. They have a more rigorous vetting process for freelancers.
So you might pay a little bit more, but get a better product.
Exactly. Potentially a bit more peace of mind.
Yeah. How would I navigate the risks involved with that, though?
That's a great question.
Like, what if there's miscommunication or the final product isn't good?
Well, it's all about having clear contracts, setting expectations up front,
Yeah, okay.
and having a system for quality control in place.
Gotcha.
We could do a whole deep dive on just that topic.
Yeah.
But for now, let's move on to that third business idea
Okay.
from the article.
What's next?
Print on demand.
Print on demand. I've always thought that's a really cool idea.
Yeah,
You design something once, and then every time somebody buys it, you get a profit.
exactly.
And the article was talking about T-shirts, mugs, phone cases.
Yeah, all those everyday items that people love.
Totally.
Yeah, and what I think is really appealing about this
Yeah.
is that it's low risk. You don't have to invest in a ton of inventory up front.
Oh, okay. So I'm not going to have a garage full of T-shirts that nobody wants.
You've got a third-party supplier who handles the printing and shipping,
Okay.
and they only do that when someone places an order.
So I designed something, put it up for sale, and if people like it, boom.
Exactly. Yeah, and the supplier takes care of the rest.
That's great.
Yeah, and there are platforms like Printful, Teespring, Redbubble.
Yeah, I've heard of those.
They've made the whole process really easy.
So I could be like an artist,
Yeah.
but I don't really want to deal with all the logistics of running a business.
This could be perfect for you.
That's awesome.
But of course, like any business, you got to be strategic about your marketing.
Yeah,
Find the right audience.
right.
Just because you build it doesn't mean they will come,
Got it. Okay, so let's move on to number 4.
right? Number 4, a mobile car wash service.
Okay.
These are becoming more and more popular, especially for those busy folks out there.
Oh, yeah, that's convenient.
It is.
You don't have to go anywhere.
You got it. And the startup costs are pretty minimal.
What do you need?
Some cleaning supplies,
Okay,
a reliable vehicle.
that's it.
That's it.
Wow.
And you're not limited to a physical location.
Right.
You can go where the demand is,
That makes a lot of sense.
whether that's neighborhoods, office complexes, even special events.
So you're saying I could like set up at a concert or something?
You could. Yeah.
Uh.
And think about the marketing. Word of mouth can be huge for a service like this.
Right. So if you do a good job.
You do a great job.
Yeah.
Your customers are happy. They tell their friends.
Yeah.
Before you know it, you've built a really solid client base.
And I imagine you get a pretty quick return on your investment.
Yeah. The article talked about that you're charging per car.
Right.
So as you build that reputation and client list, you start seeing those profits pretty quickly.
That's awesome. All right, let's dive into that 5th business idea
Okay, number 5,
from the article.
freelance content creation.
Ooh, content is king.
It is.
It's everywhere.
Absolutely. Businesses are always hungry for fresh content,
Hmm.
whether it's blog posts,
Social media videos.
videos, maybe even podcasts like this one.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think is so appealing about this?
Well, the article is talking about how freelancers have a lot of flexibility and control over their work.
Yeah,
They can work from anywhere, set their own rates,
absolutely.
choose their projects.
Yeah, that autonomy is a huge draw for a lot of people.
Yeah.
It can really lead to a better work-life balance.
Yeah.
And the freedom to pursue those projects that you're actually interested in.
Yeah, you're not just stuck doing something that you hate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And let's not forget, skills like writing, video editing, graphic design are in high demand.
Yeah, those are good skills to have.
They are.
So if you can create compelling content,
You're in business.
you're good to go. And then there's those platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, and Freelancer.
Yeah, they connect freelancers with clients all over the world.
Yeah.
So it really opens up a lot of opportunities.
So even if you're just starting out, you can build your portfolio, get experience,
Yeah.
and eventually raise your rates.
Exactly. As you become more established.
Wow. So we've covered a lot of ground here, from online courses to
Mobile car washes?
mobile car washes. Yeah, I'm already picturing myself.
Yeah. Building a global audience with your online course.
Right. Or maybe I'm out there detailing cars,
There you
making my neighborhood shine one vehicle at a time.
Yeah. It's exciting to think about all the different things that you could be doing.
It is. It's pretty amazing how many different opportunities are out there.
Yeah.
So we've explored these 5 low capital business ideas for 2025, but I feel like we've only just kind of scratched the surface.
Yeah.
So what are some key takeaways that our listeners should keep in mind as they sort of dive deeper into these?
One of the biggest things that stands out to me is the role of technology
Okay.
and all of these platforms that are available now,
Yeah.
whether we're talking about online course platforms, freelance marketplaces, print on demand services.
Right.
These tools can really streamline your business
Yeah.
and minimize those startup costs.
It's like having this whole team of support staff working behind the scenes for you.
Absolutely.
Taking care of all the payment processing, the website hosting,
Right.
even the product fulfillment.
Yeah. All that stuff that you don't want to be messing around with.
Exactly. It lets you focus on the core of your business.
That's a great way to put it. And I think regardless of which business idea you choose,
Yeah.
having a strong online presence is absolutely essential these days.
Okay.
Whether it's a well-designed website,
Yeah.
a compelling social media strategy,
Yeah.
you got to reach those potential customers
Totally.
and build a memorable brand.
I think a lot of people don't realize how important that is.
Yeah,
Even for something like a mobile car wash.
that's true.
Having a website makes it so much easier for people to find you, see your services, see your pricing,
Absolutely.
book appointments online.
Yeah, it adds that level of professionalism and convenience
Right.
that can really make a difference.
Totally. But at the same time, let's not forget about the value of good old-fashioned networking
That's right.
and word-of-mouth marketing.
Especially for those service-based businesses.
Totally. Nothing beats a personal recommendation. It builds trust and credibility like nothing else.
Yeah, build those strong relationships with your clients.
Yeah.
Exceed their expectations. Encourage them to spread the word.
That's better than any fancy ad campaign.
You got it. So we've got the technology, the online presence, the networking.
Right.
What else should our listeners be thinking about?
What else?
Well, I think continuous learning and adaptation
Okay.
is so important.
So you're saying I can't just create an online course and then just leave it?
Well, you can,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
it might not be as successful
Right.
if you're not keeping it updated.
Okay.
The business world is constantly changing.
Yeah.
You got to stay ahead of the curve.
Right.
So you need to be committed to expanding your knowledge
Yeah.
and refining your strategies.
It's like that saying, the only constant is change.
That's right.
Right.
And that applies to starting your own business too.
Yeah.
So even if you create that amazing online course, you got to keep learning, gathering feedback, adapting to make sure that content stays relevant and engaging.
So it's not about just reacting to things as they come, but sort of trying to anticipate
Exactly.
what those changes might be.
Be proactive
Okay.
and have that mindset for any business venture.
And that brings up another really important point,
What's that?
market research and identifying a niche.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to understand your target audience, their needs.
Right.
What are your competitors offering?
Okay.
That's how you create a business that really resonates with people.
So if I say, I like to write, I'm going to be a freelance writer,
Yeah.
that's not enough.
Well, you got to figure out what kind of content are you best at creating?
Okay.
Who are your ideal clients?
Right.
How are you going to set yourself apart from all those other talented writers out there?
So it's really about finding your sweet spot,
Exactly.
where your skills and your passions and what the market needs all kind of come together.
That's where the magic happens.
I love that. So it's not about just chasing trends. It's about finding the right fit for you.
That's right. The business that speaks to your strengths and aligns with your goals.
Okay, so we've talked about technology, online presence, networking, market research.
Yep.
What else?
I can't emphasize enough the importance of passion and resilience.
Okay.
Starting and running a business, even a low capital one,
Yeah.
it's tough.
Yeah.
It takes dedication,
It does.
perseverance,
Yeah.
the ability to bounce back from setbacks.
So it's not just about that initial excitement
Oh,
of starting something new.
It's about the long game,
Yeah.
the commitment to building something meaningful and sustainable.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's where passion comes in.
Oh, okay.
If you genuinely love what you're doing,
Yeah.
if you're excited about the problems, you're solving the value that you're creating for your clients.
Yeah.
That passion is going to fuel you through the challenges
Yeah.
and keep you going when things get tough,
It's like they say, choose a job you love and you'll never work a day in your life.
right? I mean, every job has its challenges.
Sure.
But when you're passionate about your business,
Yeah.
those challenges become opportunities for growth and learning.
They become part of the journey,
Exactly.
not just roadblocks.
Not obstacles in your way.
This has been such a great conversation.
It has.
I feel so inspired right now.
Me too.
But let's bring it back to these 5 business ideas.
Okay.
It's important to remember that they're just starting points,
They are.
right?
Think of them as sparks
Okay.
to ignite your entrepreneurial imagination.
I like that.
Seeds that you can plant and nurture
Yeah.
and allow them to grow into something uniquely your own.
It's almost like we've been given a map and some tools with
Absolutely.
a whole community of explorers
That's a great analogy.
to kind of cheer us on as we go.
But it's not enough to just have the map and the tools.
Right.
You got to be willing to take that first step
Okay.
to venture out into the unknown and explore.
You've given me a lot to think about. But before we wrap up, I'm curious, what's one small step our listeners could take today to actually start exploring one of these business opportunities?
Ah, that's a great question.
It doesn't have to be this huge, overwhelming thing.
No, not at all.
What's one tiny little thing that they could do?
Well, it could be as simple as researching a specific niche,
Okay.
maybe brainstorming some course ideas,
Okay.
or even just reaching out to someone who's already doing something that they're interested in.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, just to pick their brain,
Yeah.
learn from their experience.
Right.
It's really about turning those ideas into action.
So true.
And, you don't have to go it alone.
Right.
There's tons of resources out there, online communities, mentorship programs,
Okay.
even just connecting with other people who are on a similar journey.
I like that.
Yeah, the entrepreneurial world is full of people who are willing to help.
Awesome. Well, I think you've given our listeners a lot to think about today.
I hope so.
So many great ideas. And I love how you emphasize that it's not about just chasing trends or, jumping on the bandwagon.
Yeah,
It's about finding that thing that really speaks to you.
absolutely. Find that perfect fit.
Yeah. And taking action.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your insights today.
It's been my pleasure.
This has been another deep dive,
Another one.
and we'll see you next time.